This is our first lesson in several about how to use Adobe Illustrator. In this lesson, we're going to look at the interface and a few of the basic tools. The interface itself has four parts. The main art area, where we can work on our art. The control palette up above here, and that is inactive because we have no document open. The tool palette that has the tools that we use for our drawing projects, and the dock. The dock contains panels that we will use to change certain aspects of the shapes we create. Also, it sometimes affects tool behavior. Let's start by opening a new file so you can see more about this. We'll go to File and New, and we get the dialog box that has several things that are important for us. The first is the document profile. If you click on this, you see we have several choices, including web, print, mobile and devices, video and film, basic CMYK, which is the print color model, cyan, magenta, yellow, and black, basic RGB, which is the basic screen model, and then one for flash. We're going to open a print document, and the default is the letter size page, and you can see it's in points. We also can change our unit here if we want to. We'll leave it at points for now, but we could make it inches or anything else we wanted. We can change to between portrait and landscape, and we have the ability to put a bleed guide on the page, which means it'll create a guide outside the edge of the page. We then can place photos there so that they will be trimmed and run full to the edge of the page, bleeding off the page. Our color mode for print is, as I said before, cyan, magenta, yellow, and black, and the opposite of that is RGB, which is basically the screen color model. We can name this project. I'll just name it Test. And once we open the project, we now see our control palette is come alive, as have some other things on our tool palette. Now, with all of our different windows that we have open, panels and so forth, we can control those through the window menu. So if you want, if you don't see something here that you want, you can just go to the window menu and click on it, and then it'll either open from the dock or it'll open on your artboard area, the work area. And we can also turn the control panel off, but this is a very useful device, so we'll leave it on. And then our tool palette can be moved around to wherever it's convenient. Some like it on the right, others like it on the left. Notice how it snaps into place when you get near the edge of the page. And so that's the basic interface. Down here at the bottom you have some other controls for the view. If you want to shrink it down, you can get a specific percentage down here in the corner, or you can type a command or control. On the PC it'd be Control 0, and that will automatically center your artwork full size on the page. We're going to look at a few of the tools. Now, one of the things that's very handy when you're working with Illustrator is the ability to zoom in, and you can do this with this magnifying glass tool and zoom in like that, and then you can type Command or Control 0 to get back to here. But that's rather awkward to be constantly going to the tool palette. So if you hold the Command key or the Control key down and then add the space bar, so we're holding both of those keys down, Control or Command and the space bar, you'll get the magnifying glass, and you don't have to go over here to get it. If you add the Option key, it allows you to zoom out. Release the Option key, and now you can zoom in. And always you can type Command or Control 0 to get back to here. Two of the tools that are very important are the Selection tool and the Direct Selection tool. The Selection tool basically allows you to manipulate shapes by moving the entire shape around. The Direct Selection tool allows you to go into specific data points on your shape and change the shape itself, and we'll see more of that, how it works as we go along. Some other tools, the pen tool, a very important tool for creating shapes, the type tool, and the rectangle tool, and we'll be using all of those a lot in the next few lessons. Notice that on the interface here, if you see a little black arrow in the corner, you can click and hold and you'll get some options for this tool. The ellipse tool, for example, will draw circles and ellipses. The rectangle tool will draw rectangles. There's also a rounded rectangle tool, a polygon tool for drawing multi-sided objects, a star tool, and a flare tool. We'll be concentrating on the ellipse tool and the rectangle tool. Same with the text tool. If you click on it, you get different options, including typing on a path, uh, a very handy feature of Illustrator. And then the pen tool has a number of choices. You can add anchor points, delete anchor points. We'll be talking about what anchor points are when we get to that tool. And then there's the convert anchor point. More on that later. So that's the basic interface for the Adobe Illustrator. One other thing we want to point out on the toolbar are the fill and stroke icons. The fill is the color of the object and the stroke is the color of the outline for an object, and you can change those by clicking on them in the tool palette. You can also switch them. So if I have a rectangle, for example, like so, I can switch it from a white rectangle with a black outline to a black rectangle with a white outline by clicking that arrow. Very handy device. Okay, in our next lesson then we will start working with the rectangle and ellipses tool.